This comment was left on this video that was talking about the structural differences of neurodivergent brains, specifically that our brains show that we would have less retention of automatic behaviors and which would mean that we would have to work much harder to, do just about anything as a daily task because we have to actually go through the steps of how to do it. And that we also have differences in our dopamine reward loop. So when we complete tasks, we're not getting that dopamine hit that encourages us to complete another task and to keep doing things. So we have this question of what type of benefits can come from having this different brain structure. And this is kind of a common question once you start getting into the social model of disability and you start to look at autism through the neurodiversity lens of just being like a different neurotype. And I want to reframe this question a little bit because I'm not sure that it's so much about what are the benefits of this type of brain structure being different as much as what are the natural ways in which this brain would function optimally. Because I think that's really what the difference in brain structures is indicating, right? Is that we have a different optimal functioning. We have a different optimal role within society. Our optimal role is not going to be doing a bunch of tasks all day, right? Which is clear, I think, for myself, just in the way that I function. I think when we combine this with the strengths that we know that a lot of neurodivergent brains do have of pattern recognition, the bottom-up thinking of needing to see all of the pieces of the puzzle before you make the final picture, right? The fact that we produce 40% more content when our brains are at rest. All of these things indicate that we have a different role, a different optimal role in society. And I think it further highlights that we are barking up the wrong tree with all of the interventions for autistic people being trying to get them to perform the way that a not autistic person would, trying to get them to essentially assimilate. And then not understanding why autistic brains need so much rest when we are working so much harder to complete these daily tasks and our brains are functioning way more at rest. I mean, that's like a lot of energy that we're expending constantly just to do things that might seem very simple to other people. And what's coming to mind actually for me right now is the difference between being and doing, right? Which is kind of like a very common concept in the world of like meditation, mindfulness, right? That if you are doing all the time, then you're not being, right? You kind of want to move into being so you can like be like mindful and present and rested in your environment. And I think that autistic people function optimally when they are just being, especially when they are taking in so much sensory input from their environment. But in our individualistic society and our capitalistic society that is pushing, making money and productivity and contributing to like the machine to helping those at the top get richer while those at the bottom get poorer, that different way of being is not respected or accommodated. There's not space for it in this society.